Hey, what's going on, everyone? So we got two almost identical looking batteries. One is an aftermarket that's used in Makita, and one is an actual Makita. We're going to open them both up and see if the aftermarket's worth the money. So here's the dealio. I got an aftermarket 6.0 AH, right? And if you look at battery prices, especially for the name brand, they are crazy amounts of money, huge markup on those things. So two 5 AH batteries from Makita, you're looking for the, for what I'm using them on, the LXT series, you're looking at about 160 bucks, where a lot of the times the aftermarket is almost half as cheap as what you're looking at for the original battery. So I wanted to open them up and see what they actually look like and how well they're built. Now this model here is one of the nicer ones that I found online. This is from Vanin, and I will put a link in below. And you can see that they pretty much look exactly identical. There are some different features on here, but if I were to put this at the Home Depot and you were to walk by when you were looking for a new Makita battery, you probably wouldn't even really notice that it was an aftermarket just because they look so similar. Now, to be quite honest with you, if I were to put this at the Home Depot, the aftermarket, and wrapped it in a Makita package, and you looked at that straight on, you probably wouldn't even know that that was an aftermarket. They're really, really close when it comes to, weight and just the overall feel to them. The casing looks pretty much the same, feels pretty much the same. The one big difference I noticed here is that they did not put on the aftermarket a battery indicator, which isn't that big of a deal to me because a lot of the XLTs that I use already have the built-in battery indicators, and I'll show you that here later. But the casing, everything pretty much feels the same when it actually comes to, the feel of these batteries. And over here you can see just when you slide it into your battery, what I want to know is how well are they actually going to hold in the battery, right? Are they going to be vibrating, moving around? But yeah, they're basically, if you look at them, they're very close. There's a couple differences, but really, really close. All right, so if you look on the back here, the Makita says built in USA, and the Vanin is from China, whatever. But yeah, so these are sent from China. You can find these, I think, on the Amazon site and so on. But I think for two of these 6.0 batteries, you're looking at about 80 bucks compared to if you were to buy two 6.0, 180, I think it is. So really not that bad. Now the sticker, you can tell on the aftermarket, it's just put on. It's a sticker where the Makita logo and the 18 volt, it's actually etched into the actual battery. So the aftermarket is a sticker and the Makita is not. So let's open these up here. This is the Makita battery itself, and there's 4 screws. And I'm going to show you a little trick to get out the tab that you'll find on one of the screws. It's like an anti-tamper tab. It's kind of a pain, but it's an easy way to do it. I'll show you. It's right here. You can see that the little tamper tab right there. Let me show you how I took this out. Basically all I did was I took a screw and I just put it down and tapped it in and then tightened it up a little bit and then pulled it out with some pliers. But that is the anti-tamper. I would think that they put that in there, so if you claim a problem with the battery, they can look and see if that was removed, and they can void the warranty, which I believe the Makita has a 2-year on there. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's the little tab that you got to take out if you want to open that battery up. And then here's the screws, just your basic type. I use an Allen wrench to get these out here. And the Vanin, the aftermarket, there are just 4 Phillips, and really easy to take out. No tamper tab or anything like that, so just open that up. Alright, so here are both batteries. Yes, we opened them both up. On the right is the Makita, and on the left is the Vanin, and the circuit board is a little bigger on the Makita. Now, they do claim on the Vanin that they offer the overheated protection for the batteries, which is a good thing. Now some of the LXT models, if you need a little bit more power, those batteries will boost automatically. I don't know if that offers the same thing on the Vanon. I don't think it is. Nothing was labeled. But let's open this up and I'll show you how I took this out. So this right here is the Vanon. This is the aftermarket, and there's your spring. And we'll just take that off. This right here, I gotta be honest with you, a little harder to get out, and I think there's some tape on the bottom holding these batteries in. So let's see. This right here is the Makita, and these are Samsung batteries. So they are name brand and a lot easier to get out of the case. So yeah, these are Samsung name brand. Here you go. Yeah. Okay, so and they're packaged nicely. They're put together really well, very solid. They're not coming apart in the case. There you go. They sit in the case. You got some ridges. I don't know how you can see, if you can see real well in there, but there are ridges that go inside this battery case where the batteries kind of sit down in, and they hold in there real nice and solid. Now I got the aftermarket battery out, and I gotta be honest with you, nowhere near as secured as the Makita. So you can see there's some tabs put on there. It looked like they were spot welded. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't know if these batteries are not name brand, but I don't know if these were used before. I'm a little confused with, there's just no support there, and why those tabs are built in so poorly. They're not straight. They just don't look very good. Once it's in the case, it's solid. They don't move around. But they were held in there with tape. You can see on the bottom of those batteries. They were held in there with like a double-sided tape. But I don't know. Now looking at both the cases, I got to be honest with you. You got a polycarbon for the Makita, but they feel pretty much the same in hands. They're built very well. Both of them are. Once again, you can see the ridges down there in the Makita. There's no movement really on either case, so they're built pretty tough. This right here, yeah, I don't know, man. Once you get that clamped down, once you get that top put back on, I don't know about that. It's a little sketchy here. There's some tape holding that. If you wrap these up in electrical tape, I think that will add a little bit more stability. But once you get that top down on there, you don't hear any shaking or feel any shaking on the inside. But yeah, the circuit board's a little bit bigger. The soldering on both of them they're excellent on Makita. The soldering on the aftermarket, it's fine as well. I was actually pretty impressed. I'm not a pro when it comes to soldering, but it looked pretty good. But you can see, the Makita is just built better. But for the price difference, you would hope that would be the case. So now I got them both put back together here, and let's actually do some testing. And just to let you know the release here, they both feel pretty good. The Makita goes down a little bit further than the Vanon, but they still work great. Alright, so here's the LXT saw, 36 volt. This takes 2 batteries. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put one of the Makita batteries in this and one of the Vanon batteries. And this is the aftermarket Vanon. We'll put that in, and then the Makita. So here's the Makita. Snaps right in, and no movement at all. Very secure. Let's put the Vanon in and see if it does the same. It snapped in very easily. There's a little bit of play there. Let's see here. Yep, there is a little bit of play on the Vanon. Even though it's snapped in very easily, like I said, there is some movement. Not much, not that it's going to concern me at all. But yeah, you can see that it's not as secure as the Makita battery. Alright, so here is my battery indicator, and this is for both batteries. The one on the right is the Makita, one on the left is the aftermarket. You can see they both got 2 lines there. So I'm not really concerned about whether or not there's an indicator on the actual 6.0. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't put those on, because a lot of the Vanon batteries, like the Ryobi replacements and so on, they have the indicators. But yeah, you can see a little bit of movement there. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but just to let you know, there is an issue with that. All right, so let's charge these bad boys up. We're going to see if it works on the Makita charger. Here is the Makita itself, and it's hard to do when you have a camera in the other hand. So I'll just put that on there and smack it. There you go. Okay, so that's charging. Now let's put the Vanon on there. All right, so now they're both on. They're both charging. I want to see if they take the same amount of time to charge. All right, here's the dealio. Took the same amount of time to charge. One is the 6.0, one is the 5.0, but basically the same. And I'm going to put this in the brushless grinder here that I have. Once again, takes 2 batteries, and I was just wanting to make sure that it wasn't just the saw, but yeah, even on the grinder itself, there's a little bit of play. This thing actually works. All right, full charge on these. I have to say, for the last couple of days, I have been using these batteries a lot, and I wanted to see if it would give me any type of deficiency in power on the saws and the grinders. And I got to be honest with you, I did not notice any power deficiency using the aftermarket battery. Also did not notice any issues with bad smells, overheating. As far as it goes with charging, once it was fully used up, I put it back on the charger. It charged fine, and it also gave me the same amount of runtime after the charge was done. So no issues with that at all. Now, I looked at a couple other blogs to see what other people were saying about the aftermarket battery, and I gotta be honest with you, I've seen a lot of negative reviews about the aftermarkets, about people, they're worried about fire and explosion and this and that. Listen, people, if you throw a 9-volt battery into the garbage, you look up YouTube. Batteries are not the safest thing in the world, but I don't have any concerns with this. That's just my opinion. You're going to have a lot of people saying that they agree with that. They're going to have a lot of people saying they disagree with that. I am not concerned with the safety of this. These have a year warranty, and I am going to buy more of these. Now, are they built as well as the Makita? The casing, yes. The insides, I think they can work on that a little bit more. I wish that they would have secured those batteries together a little bit more, but once you get that casing on there, it's not that big of a deal. It holds in there nice and snug. Again, I think the biggest issue that everybody has is, the safety. Listen, look at the what are those things, the scooters or whatever the heck they were when you buy them. You get the lithium ion batteries. Anytime you get a lithium ion battery, you're taking a chance. It doesn't matter if it's name brand or lower brand. You just got to be careful with them. You got to watch them. You don't want to throw them in the garbage. You don't want to beat them up, smash them up. You just got to be safe. So my opinion is, yes, I am buying more of these batteries. They're half the price of the name brand, and from what I can tell, they work just as good. So I'm giving a thumbs up on these. I definitely think they're worth the money. Now right here is a 10.8 volt 2.0 AH, and this is a replacement as well. This is an aftermarket from Vanon. So what's nice about this is if you have multiple batteries that you need replaced, then this is the way to go. I definitely think that it will save you money. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, we're looking for longevity. Are these things going to last if we spend our hard-earned money on them? I can't give you that answer right now. What I will do, though, is if I have any issues with this, I will shoot another video and link it to this video to let you know what those issues are. But right now, I'm happy with saving the money. So if this video has helped, thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com, and I appreciate your time.